Hi, it's Anika from Living for Later. So today I'm on to just speak to the moms. I just had an epiphany this weekend and it was just such an eye opener for me. And I'm not going to share with you anything that you haven't heard before, but I'm just going to share from my perspective and just some of the things that were really revealed to me on this weekend. As you know, I'm a mother of six. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Those are the ages of my children. And, just quite honestly, after 12 years of parenting, sometimes it just feels like certain seasons just will never come to an end. You feel almost like, okay, for the rest of my life, I'm going to be cleaning up pee off the floor from potty training a child, or for the rest of my life, I'm going to be searching for that missing mitten that I don't even wear. It's yours. So why am I having to look for it? And, it just feels like, okay, I'm constantly cleaning up after children or constantly cooking, and it can just feel like everything um, really falls on you. And this is not in any way to throw my husband under the bus. He absolutely helps out when he's able. He works outside of the home. I am a stay-at-home mom, so my expectations of him, um, I don't expect him to do the same thing or carry the same load that I carry, just like he doesn't expect me to carry the same load that he carries. And when he comes in, he's hands on, he tries to help out with the children, but just the reality of it, most of it falls on me, which again, this is not stated as a complaint, but sometimes it can just feel like, oh my goodness, Lord, when are these seasons going to end? When are the children going to sleep through the night? When are they going to learn to do things on their own? And I just really want to share my heart today with those young moms who are just at the beginning of the journey and you feel like you're just doing everything. And my biggest advice to you is to begin to train your children from a very young age to help out. Don't worry about it not being perfect. Don't worry about them not doing it exactly like you do it. The point is they're in training, and with much training, they will get it. So often I see moms that are just extremely overwhelmed. And the reason why is because they really don't have clear expectations for their children to help out. And this weekend it was just such an aha moment for me because I saw the fruit of just pouring in for the last 12 years into my eldest child, which happens to be a girl. And it was just so amazing because I woke up and I was extremely just I was tired on Sunday, both my husband and I, because we had some things going on Saturday that we had to take care of. But my eldest, she got up and she mobilized her 5 younger siblings. They got in the kitchen, they cooked, they cleaned. And when I say cook, I don't mean, oh, they just warmed up, random things. It's they made things from scratch. And it was just such a blessing to me because I didn't have to be there in the mix doing it all. I didn't have to be there giving directives. And it was just such a blessing to me. And I have to say that I didn't always have the right perspective when she was younger and we were going through the training process. Sometimes, I'd be in the kitchen cutting something up and she'll come in and can I help? And it was like, oh my goodness, it would be so much easier and quicker if I do this on my own. But there were times that I allowed her to come in because there was a genuine interest on her part. And now I'm seeing the fruit of that. And I'm thankful that I allowed her to come alongside of me and to learn. And again, the temptation is there as a mom with young children to do it all, to be it all. But I have to say that if you have expectations, if you allow your children to come alongside of you and to help you and to train them in the process, you won't be the only one doing it forever. So, my question to you is, take inventory. Do you even have expectations of your children? Do you expect them to clean up, or are you the one who does all the cleaning? Are you easily annoyed when, they're looking for something to do or some ways to help? Is it, oh, the bed has to be perfectly made, so forget it, I'll just do it by myself? You're sabotaging yourself if you have that approach. And again, I am just really thankful because I could tell that I'm entering a season of some reprieve. Because what I've also noticed is, as you train the older children and you have expectations of them, they in turn train the younger ones. It's just absolutely amazing to me, because I was upstairs and I was listening to her give directives to, her 4-year-old sibling. And it was just amazing to me because, number one, he listened. Hallelujah. That's a miracle. He listened to what she was saying, and he was learning so much. And, studies show you learn best from your peers. So, hey, get it in when you can. So, again, I just really want to encourage you to have clear expectations of your children. Kids can do a lot more than we recognize, than we realize they can. And again, being a mother of 6, I just really realized, you know what? A 4-year-old, they have the ability to clean up. It may not be perfect, but you know what? You can clean up your toys after you're done. After all, I didn't make the mess, you did. And when we don't step in and do everything for them, I think that we're building a great foundation and helping them to not have an entitlement type of mentality. When you don't have expectations of your children and do it all for them, they grow up to be absolute brats, and that's just the truth. How many of us know adults who are just so bratty because they just have this sense of entitlement, and it's, I don't have to do anything, you owe me everything. And that's almost the way they were trained. I'm not training my children to be takers, I'm training them to be givers, right? And it's not just, I'm not just telling them this in terms of let's sit down and have a Bible story about being a giver. It's providing opportunities for them to give, to be a servant. You be a servant around the household. You help to clean up. It doesn't just all land on mom. So again, I just want to encourage the moms, again, with young children, to let you know that you can start to lay the proper foundation now. Don't expect everything to be perfect. Have clear expectations of your children. Perhaps it's just starting off with, one thing. When you wake up in the morning, your bed has to be made. Again, we're not talking about it being perfect, but you have to make the bed. I'm not. After I go through the process of training you, when it comes to being in the kitchen, perhaps it's, hey, let me give you a butter knife and you start to help me cut bananas up. A good girlfriend of mine, she has her toddler in the kitchen with a butter knife helping her to cut bananas up. Start somewhere. Don't be superwoman. Like, resist the temptation to be superwoman even within your home and do it all. Give those children some responsibilities and just watch as they blossom and the seasons change. So your homework assignment is to just really think about some things that your children can do, some ways that they can help you at home, and begin the process. Begin training them. I can't give you specific examples right now because that's not the point of this video. Perhaps I can come on at another time, but Pinterest is there. Google is there. Type in, chores that a 3-year-old can do, a 4-year-old can do, what a 5-year-old can do in the kitchen. There are resources. Tap into that, because sometimes I think when you see that, hey, this child is doing this, perhaps I need to kind of raise the expectations for my own children. So I think that I am on the borderline of rambling, so I'm going to wrap up now. You be blessed.